Hey guys, you all know that I've had a bit of a rat problem lately, and I've been getting a few over this last week in the top aviary and the bottom aviary. I'm not using bait, and the thing that I do, I just went down to the cheapy shop, brought all of their new rat traps. I brought all the last ones. Now I'm not a real big fan of these cheaper rat traps because they just don't seem to have that snap that you're looking for. These ones aren't too bad. As far as getting the smaller ones, they're great. And hey Tigger, give me your nose. I'm not that mean. Alright, so what I do, instead of using bait, pressure plate them. Now, I always used to use a bit of tin. It's easier now to alfoil it. I'll show you. So we're going to take a piece of alfoil and we're going to fold it. And we're going to fold it again. And we're going to fold it again. Okay. Then fold that in half. And I'll tuck that little bit in there. And one more time. So you will end up with a square piece of alfoil about that square. Right, where the main fold is, that's what you want to have towards the back of the trap. So I'll pull out the Leatherman. Yeah, you were thinking it, I know. This is one of the Leathermans that I got off of Kyle. I love this rebar, it's a really nice Leatherman. All in the camo. Has the thing that I like on this one, the file actually has a hacksaw attachment underneath, so that's even better still. But anyway, for this one, all we're going to do is take the back of our rat trap, where our main fold is here. We're going to put a small incision right about there. Okay, just through. That's all you got to do. Now, put the Leatherman down, because I know I'm going to cut myself. It's going to happen. So you want to bring the bait pin up just a little bit. Put your foil onto the bait pin. Alright, we'll turn it over this way, it's easier. Of course, lifting back the snapper. Right, now you can put it down onto your bait pin. Now you can put bait on that if you want, but you don't need to. So get it roughly straight and snap it. There's a little bit off, but that's okay. Now we're right. So what you want to do now is take the scissors that we had, and we're going to cut just across the top of the foil. I think I'll just take off one side. It doesn't seem to be too bad actually. Alright, so put this back on. You can fold down, because I find I don't need bait, but you can fold that down to hold it. But what it does now is it acts as a great big pressure plate. So you can bend the metal up just a little bit more until your foil is... I can see I'm going to lose a finger here on camera. It's going to be really funny. No. If you find your pressure plate is a little too heavy still, then what you can do is just trim a little bit more of your pressure plate off. Where are we? Right. And you'll see that your pressure plate is lifted way up off the floor. Okay, I'm going to trim this front down a bit. It's still just that little bit heavy. Scissors, back in my back pocket. It's the best place to keep them. Otherwise where you lose them. Alright, so I'll take that front centimetre off as well. Alright, now we should be right as far as our pressure plate weight. Nope, bend it back just a little bit more. That's why I don't like these cheapy shop ones. They're not the same as the good old Romac. Okay, so we were set. It's what happens, it's live. Well, we're not live, but it's what happens with the trap. So, as I said, you can take a little bit more off. It's actually a bit windy here at the moment, so I'm going to blame the wind for me looking like an idiot. Alright, so it's now set. There goes the pressure plate. Oh, come on. Right. Third time's a charm. Alright, now we're set with our pressure plate, and mouse comes along, or the rat, whichever, touches the front of the pressure plate, and done. So you don't even have to bait these things, you just put them everywhere. I always like to try and put them against walls. I find that in my garden I get little tiny tunnels through the grass up in the back where the aviaries are. There, I got one last night actually, and that's just the best place to put them. Anywhere you think, because a rat won't like to just run out in the middle of nowhere and say hi. They've got specific trails. So if you put these on the trails or along the walls, you're guaranteed to hear a snap. And yeah, just so I'd show you, that's how I pressure plate my rat traps.